The time today to listen to this short video stream. The idea today, speaking about details, is something that was brought out to me by one of the clients, and I assume that since it affects one of the clinics, it affects many of the other clinics. The attention to details is so important in our life, and that in many ways we don't pay quite attention to those details until they are missing from our lives. To give you a quick example, imagine you were traveling to a city and you had a flight to catch. So now you would get to the airport and there is a huge board listing all of the flights. And it would say something like Los Angeles to New York, flight number 102, sometime this afternoon, gate between 1 to 5, and would arrive sometime later on this evening. See, you're probably laughing right now about such a thing, saying, well, that's ridiculous. What time is it exactly leaving? And what gate? Is it number 1, number 2? Make up your mind. And think about that. What time would we arrive? I have to have someone pick me up, someone drop me off. We live with details. We don't pay attention to those details, but we live with details. Our society is such that accuracy is so important. As a matter of fact, for those of you that have worked in a computer, you know that if you click a little too far to the left or a little too far to the right, the window won't escape. As a matter of fact, just one wrong letter, or one comma in an email address, and it'll be bounced back to you. It won't make it. Why? Because a computer is specific. It's detail-oriented. It is focused. It needs that information accurately in order to deliver its message. It is the same with running an office. It's interesting to know that a secretary, a busy staff member, would take a message, say at a certain time, and not put the right extension number, or possibly forget at time to put the person for whom the message is directed to, or even deliver a number which is somewhat incorrect or missing a digit. So now, by the time the other person gets the message that was taken is literally absolutely useless. If you think about that, the fact that the number is missing, you can't return the call, or that the extension is not proper. I could waste 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 minutes just trying to find out how do I reach this person. Or the name is so similar but not exact. Now I'm not even sure who I'm returning the call and for what reason. Attention to detail in a multidisciplinary clinic is important, but attention to detail in all aspects of life is vital and crucial and extremely important for a flow to be not only determined directive, but something that really, really makes it affordable during lifetime. A person has a watch, as an example, and the watch is slow. Only a minute. People are not going to pay attention to that, interestingly enough. But if it starts accumulating 1, 2, 3 minutes per day, within a matter of no more than 2 to 3 days, the watch will be now between 5 to 12 to 15 minutes late. At that moment, the watch is no longer necessary. The time is wrong. To be a minute late, it's not nice, but it's somewhat acceptable. To be 15 minutes late at an appointment could be a difference between being on the plane or not being on the plane. It could be a difference between getting that appointment and the issue resolved or not resolved. In some instances, it's not possible because some things are extremely time sensitive. And they're not time sensitive because people are so into this time issue that they are frustrated about it. No. Time is important and it's not to be wasted. By time being wasted mean that a person uses the time that they have during the day, the duties that they have during the tasks that they have, without the details, and they don't pay attention to that. It is so important to pay attention to details. It is a monumental and fundamental aspect of any successful office. It's those details that build on to the system. It's given those details that make up the difference in time at the end of the day. I'll give you an example. If I were in my office and I was the doctor in that office, and at the end of the day I am told, I need you to call these 5 different patients, and I'm giving 5 separate messages with these 5 different names and numbers. And each message contained a complex issue which had to be resolved. Now, I'll be more than happy to oblige. After all, this is my clinic. I'm here to help you and help myself generate more and more revenue, grow the clinic, proliferate our services. And I'm here at the end of the day, and I'm told specifically that there are issues to deal with. So I'm also tired. It's the end of the day. I also want to go home, and comes this time of the day, I really would like to leave. I would like to have dinner with my family. I would like to move on to my next issue in life. But I have to make these 5 calls, so I'm going to. Now, I take these 5 messages and I decide I'm just going to go ahead and make the calls while I'm in the car. And I make the first call while I'm in the car, and the number rings when somebody picks up, but they have no clue who it is. They don't even know why I'm calling, because it's the wrong number. I call the second number, and it happens to be that the number is busy, because the number doesn't exist. The third number that I call, the person says to me, you must have the wrong number, and who is it that you're speaking with? And I'm looking at the message, and I find out that the name on the message is not clearly written, and therefore I'm not too sure myself. The message is somewhat fathomable, but not clearly described. You get the point? Without the details, you can't make it. Without the details now, I'm frustrated. I'm trying to get home. I have to fulfill those duties. I was trying to help you by making these calls, but I'm frustrated because the first few calls I couldn't place together. Attention to details is an extremely important and fundamental aspect of our life. Everywhere we go, details are an opportunity for us to do better. You would not want to go to a grocery store and be told that a can of tuna is approximately within about $1, and hopefully you'll find the price. No, it says exactly $1.29 on the can as a price. And if you see one can at $1.29 and another one at $1.69, you would get upset. So there's a mistake. Somebody didn't pay attention to the detail. It is so important that the doctor who has contacted me regarding this issue felt frustrated, and I wanted to pay attention to that. And therefore, I made it a point myself to speak about it in this video stream. So, attention to detail is something to pay attention to on a daily basis, hourly basis, minute by minute. Slow down. If you don't feel like you can make the proper details or take the proper approach to ensure that all details are taken care of, review your duties. It's possible that you are overwhelmed. It's possible that the duties as they're coming on board are not being categorized or departmentalized. You're not able to fulfill all those duties at once. It's also possible that the directives that you're given are not exactly clear, so you're not sure, and therefore you're making mistakes. It's also possible that this position is not for you. You are in the wrong position, and therefore you need to switch position. Doesn't mean you need to get fired or replaced. You might be better off in a different department, in a different position, because you do not pay attention to details. I say this with great confidence, and I hope that these messages are not seen as a negative aspect. To the contrary, a person needs to know their strength and needs to know their abilities to perform under duress. If, again, we said that this is due to the fact that too many things are going on and under stress or duress or tight schedule, a person feels as though they cannot keep up with the details, then that person needs to either learn how to better perform under such stress level, or switch position and go to another part of the office where you'd be able to better accommodate the needs of the clinic. But the details themselves, they can't be skipped. The details are important. It's what makes our life go by. Again, with the example that we've mentioned at the store with the price of the tuna, or at the airport with the times of the flight, or on the watch, keeping track of the right time. Details are vital, necessary, unadulterated, unequivocal need for our society to perform. I hope you have a great day, and I'm sure that this video will be received, and I hope with great clarity, but at the same time with confidence that this isn't a reproach or something negative about you, but it's something that needs to be done. It needs to be done appropriately. Hope you have a great day, and God bless you in all aspects of your life and everything that you do. Thank you very much.